Hi, my name is Laura Morby. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I wanted to talk about something that's super fresh in my mind because I have something that's super fresh. I've got a cute little newborn baby that I had a couple weeks ago. And so I wanted to talk about how I set myself up this time around to be able to enjoy this time, but to also keep working. I have a 3-year-old daughter as well, and she's sitting right over there. And when I had her, my husband and I, on top of being a real estate agent, we were running a construction company, and we owned a home investors franchise, the We Buy Ugly Houses people. So we were wholesaling and fix and flipping. And when I had her, it was just my husband and I, and he was coming to me all the time and telling me, please show up, please help me, I need help, I can't do this alone. And the whole time I was so overwhelmed in the fog of having a newborn, and just kept telling him, like, I just can't. I have so much going on. I am not sleeping. I am so inward focused on our family right now. I can't be a good business partner to you right now. And it was really hard on us. And so this time around, I knew that I was expecting this to happen. And that's funny because I'm almost 35 years old and this is my 3rd child, and one would think that I would have set myself up better the last time around. But for this one, I wanted to make sure that I took the time to make my postpartum newborn experience as pleasant as possible. And the first thing that I did was communicate. So I'm lucky enough that I work with my spouse, and so this is going to be a little bit easier, or I guess more challenging, because it's someone that you also are sharing your life with and having the baby with, and there's romantic and emotional feelings that are involved that sometimes aren't when you're talking about another business partner. But I went to him multiple times before this baby was born, and I told him, hey, don't expect a lot from me that first couple of months. And I need you to be patient with me, and I need you to have grace, and just give me some time, because I'm going to be operating on one cylinder, not going to be operating to my full potential. That was really clearly stated to him, and so we were able to anticipate this time where he can pick up the slack where I just am not. And he also doesn't have these super high expectations for me to create new things or to act on some things that he's hoping that I do, because I am being a mom. And so the other thing that I have come to realize in my life, especially as a woman, because there are some things that us as women go through that men just don't and can't comprehend. And so as supportive of a partner as you may have, who sees what you went through while you were pregnant, during your delivery, what your body is going through, they can't understand what it's like to carry a baby. They can't understand what labor and delivery is like. They can't understand what your body feels like while you're healing, while your hormones are taking a nosedive. They just don't get it. As a woman, I think that I have really realized that although this new baby phase may seem like it's forever, it's really not, and it's really short and very temporary. And so I'm a big proponent, especially as a woman, of looking at my life like it's a different season. So I think that life is full of seasons, and that this new season that I'm in, where maybe I'm not as big of a amazing entrepreneur, as good of a realtor as I hope I can be, as much of a support to my husband and our family businesses as I should, is fine, because this newborn stage is also a beautiful gift where I'm getting to know this new soul that's a part of our family, and I'm taking the time to heal, and I'm taking the time to integrate her with our toddler and all that goes into that. And that's fine. And so to allow yourself to not be a high producer, to not be going and chasing after career goals and thinking along those lines, I think is hugely important too, because how you feel about yourself and your self-esteem when you're used to having a huge part of your identity being who you are in work, it can take a huge toll on you emotionally and self-esteem wise to just not have that part of yourself and to feel like you're failing. So giving yourself grace and time too is massive. The other thing that I did is my husband and I, obviously, we do a lot of real estate deals, wholesale deals, fix and flips. And for our family deals, I am still doing them. So, you know, I came home from the hospital and within an hour I was writing a counteroffer for one of our fix and flip listings. And I think that's fine, and I am prepared to handle that level of work. Not everyone's gonna feel that way, and that's fine. But for other things, what's really funny is, you know, I can go months and have no other, you know, work come to me from past clients or friends and family or referrals. But I got, like, I'm not joking, about 8 people all within the couple weeks before and after I had her. I took the time to think about another realtor who has a lot of the same skill sets that I have and to treat people and clients the way that I would. So I found a realtor that I absolutely love that does a wonderful job, and she has a very sweet, mothering personality just like I have, but she's also a real estate investor and understands what my investor clients who I'm referring her to are looking for. So she speaks their language, she understands what they need, and she is my perfect person. And so I referred these people that were coming to me that aren't my husband, that isn't part of our family business, I referred those clients to her. And yes, I referred some of my repeat investors, and if I lose them, I'm prepared to do so. I know that's really terrible and some people will feel differently, but also no hard feelings either. They are business people, and so it's a business decision. They're not the ones who chose to have a baby right now. And so if when I'm ready to come back and be my full potential, if they don't want to work with me anymore and they want to work with her, that's just the risk that I'm willing to take, because this is the life that I want. I've created the life and the experience that I want. And I've put systems in place to make sure that I get this time with her. The other cool thing about being a licensed realtor and referring my business to her, to this other realtor, is that I can take a referral fee. So if she were to close a sale, she'd have to either prospect, spend money marketing, or meet somebody, do an open house, something to get these clients. But when I'm just handing her a deal that's a done set, it's gonna happen, it's gonna close, I feel more than comfortable in asking for a small referral fee. And so to take 20 to 30% of the commission is 100% fine, and she's happy to do so as well. And so I'm still making money even while I am not the one who's driving around in my car with a 2-week-old newborn who's screaming in the back all over the valley getting these deals done. The next thing that I did was I have a real estate agent who's new enough that needs some, you know, income coming in right away. And so I've identified them to help me run these weird little errands, like picking up an affidavit of a fixture and dropping off a death certificate to the title company. These things that, you know, you do as a real estate agent all the time that you don't get paid for, where the realtor I'm referring business to is so busy she doesn't have time to be, you know, essentially a courier or runner for me. So being able to have someone else who I've identified that I can Venmo 50 to 100 bucks for a small little errand is amazing. And then the final thing that I put into place is we are on a TV show on A&E, Triple Digit Flip. We are currently filming our 2nd season, and we are still obviously in the middle of a pandaloom, you know, we're pandemic, coronavirus, COVID protocols. And so that actually ended up working a little bit in my favor because they're concerned with a newborn being on set and being around so many people during this weird time. With the show's permission, which is really funny because I think that they were afraid to cut my screen time, and I think that they maybe thought that I would be offended. But actually that was such a blessing to me to not feel like I needed to be a part of, you know, 5 scenes every episode and be on set for 6 to 8 hours at a time, multiple days during the week. They put into place a lot of FaceTime phone calls with me and the team while they're on set, to where I can be a part of, demo, I can be a part of staging, I can be a part of the open house and the reveal, but I don't physically have to be on set. And I cannot thank everyone at A&E more, because again, no one on the show decided to have a baby right now when I did. This is 100% my decision, and there's hundreds of people that work on the show that all have a schedule. There's a production schedule. They know when they want the next season out, and people can't wait for me for 6 months to get, my groove back and to be ready to go and be on set. And I think that that's actually really cool. So when taking the time to bring up my concerns and having the conversations with, the people that make our TV show, really, that was such a stressful point for me, because I love the show. I'm honored to be on it, and I was so afraid that I was going to let everyone down. The people that work on our show, they make money when they're filming. They make money on shoot days, and if I'm creating a situation to where people are putting production on hold for months, I just felt so bad, and I felt like I was going to have to be on set in a diaper. I'm in a diaper and she's in a diaper, and I couldn't be with my baby, and I couldn't breastfeed, and it really took the pressure off of me and made it to where I could relax and focus on, preparing myself in other ways to have the baby. And then now that I have her, I got my schedule for this week, and I have 3 FaceTime calls. And so such a blessing for me, truly. That is how I set myself up. And again, some people feel differently, and I know how incredibly lucky and blessed I am that I don't have to take a maternity leave, and I don't have to put my kids in daycare. Right now, I'm looking at my 3-year-old sitting on the couch, and I'm holding my brand new baby, and I'm able to get work done while enjoying my children. And I know that that's not a luxury that everyone has. And that's something that my husband and I made sure that we created a life, we actually engineered this life to where he and I work and do things and have a family and have a schedule and have opportunities that allow us to have our family the way we want. And I know some other, awesome, badass women who do exactly what I do, but they don't want to be with their kids while they're working. They want to drop them off. They want to take them to a nanny. They want them to be in a preschool. And that's totally fine too. Sometimes, there are times where I'm I cannot focus because I've got a little 3-year-old asking me for a glass of milk every 30 seconds. But at the end of the day, this is truly how I want my family to be. I want to be with my kids at work, and I want to create a life to where I can do both. And so that's what we've done. And so again, this isn't for everybody. This isn't how everyone wants to set themselves up. But I just want to encourage all of the women out there that you still are a badass, and you still are perfectly capable, even if you slow it down for a while. And it is fine to slow it down for a while, and you're not less than, you're not weak, and you're not making a bad business decision, because truly at the end of the day, when you're laying in your deathbed, are you going to remember that you helped an investor get a fix and flip, or are you going to remember holding and snuggling your newborn baby? You're going to remember your newborn. So, keep what's important in mind and do what you can, obviously. And again, I know how lucky and blessed I am that I'm able to make these decisions. But I just thought it would be cool to share what I did to set myself up in a better way to have more calm enjoyment and just peace during this super beautiful but also super challenging time in life. So I hope that gives people some permission to do what I did, or to feel better about themselves for doing something similar, because we don't have to be everything to everyone all the time. And that's one of the hard things about being a woman is, how do you be a badass mom and a super amazing, supportive, sexy wife and a wonderful homemaker, and also this, business phenom. It's hard to wear all those hats. And so if I can do it, you can do it. And it's okay to take a short pause and enjoy this beautiful season of your life.